Welcome. First of all, welcome. This is Unsolicited Perspectives. I'm your host, Bruce Anthony, here to lead the conversation in important events and topics that are shaping today's society. Join the conversation and follow us wherever you get your audio podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch our video podcast. Rate, review, like, comment, share. Share with your friends, share with your family, hell, even share with your enemies. On today's episode, it's the Sibling Happy Hour. I'm here with my sis, Jay Andrea. We're going to be dilly-dallying a little bit. Then we're going to be talking about a woman getting arrested for letting her son walk to the store. And then we're going to do another Am I the Asshole segment. But that's enough of the intro. Let's get to the show. What up, sis?
What up, brother?
I can't call it. This is one of the days where I'm not hungover and struggling.
You look bright-eyed and just clear-eyed and just ready to go. And so I'm excited. I'm hoping that you'll, carry the conversation because I'm super busy right now. It's finals and all of my classes are projects. So I've got simultaneous group projects happening right now. And also a final exam to prepare for. So a lot's going on. This is a busy time of year for me. So I have had the privilege of carrying the last 3 episodes.
Oh, hold on now. You ain't carried the last 3 episodes. That's some bull.
You've been partying for the last 3 Saturdays.
I have, but I've been, hey, look, when it comes to doing the show, I'm with it. I'm there.
Yes.
I've actually
You're always
listened.
tuned in.
Yeah, I'm tuned in.
Yeah.
But it's like, you got one of the rundowns today. That was one of my usual rundowns. There was a lot of information on the rundown.
Yes.
And I did the rundown, so it was just reaction because I found when you carry the conversation, obviously people really love that. But they really love when you react to me. Because I've been posting a little bit more on social media. We're going to be posting a lot more on social media in 2025. So there's going to be a lot of more reels, a lot of more reels.
A lot of more reels. No, not more. Mo.
Oh, yeah, Mo. A lot of mo reels and a lot of more TikTok.
Listen, we're going to be on the line a lot. We're definitely going to be putting things on the interwebs, the TikToks, the Facegrams, all of that. We're going to be all on it.
Oh my God, that sounded so old. It was a slip up. I know it's TikTok, but that's such an old person thing to say. You on that TikTok?
I'm gonna put something on that TikTok. You won't.
Hey, baby girl, do that little dance I saw on them TikToks you be showing me.
Look, we're gonna get our TikTok game together.
Right. Oh my God. Anyway, for as long as TikTok is still available in the United States, we're gonna be posting. Right. Because a lot of the feedback I've been getting is your reaction to the ridiculous stuff that I say.
Yes. And that's our daily lives.
That honestly, really is.
Most of our conversations are me reacting to the things Bruce says.
Look, it's been all our lives.
Yes.
And typically I do that on purpose because I used to love so much irritating our mom with just simple stuff. Just being like, go wash the dishes. Well, how do I turn on the water? What? Boy? I know you're not this stupid.
Yes. I actually got a very interesting call from our mother yesterday. She said it was fine that I talk about it.
Okay.
She dropped, let me tell you, the reactions that people are having to our, as far as I'm going to say, is political climate. I'm not going to get too deep into that because I don't want to. It has definitely been a lot of anger. And in this particular conversation, it was pretty much just our mother venting as she dropped about 48 F-bombs. And if you know our mother, she doesn't cuss. Like she doesn't.
She used to spell it out.
She used to spell it out. Yeah, she used to spell out sit your ass down. Like
Yes.
that's how our mother curses. So for her to just be dropping very clear F-bombs but like not in her usual way of like they sound very proper. Like
Mhm.
it sound like she curses all the time. And I was like, I wish I could record this conversation because this is amazing. But it was basically, she had gotten the advice that you have to release your stress. You don't not just deal with it, not just cope with it, but certain things you have to release. And she's just like, how the F am I supposed to do that with the world being the way that it is? And I was like, you're doing it right now. This venting session that you're doing it right now. You're releasing right now. You have to do this more often. You have to talk more. Find that person in your life that's a space for you to just let go and let your emotions out. Sometimes you just gotta cuss. Like you just gotta do it. And so it
Well,
was a very good conversation.
that is good because
Yeah.
taking in consideration what you just said, I'm going to vent right now.
Do it. This is a safe space.
For all those people that are friendly or friends that blow up my DMs with meme after meme after meme after meme after meme. Now, I know I can do it too, but if I don't do it to you, that doesn't mean that you got the right to do it to me.
This has to be reciprocal.
Right.
Okay. We both have to be participating.
If I'm bombarding you with memes, it's okay to bombard me with memes because that's the relationship that we have.
Right.
If you bombard me with memes and I don't respond back, you sending too many damn memes.
You doing too much.
You DM me too. I got a person. I'm not even gonna say what gender they are.
Mm-hmm.
This person has sent me 8 memes today already.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And I haven't responded to not a one.
Yeah.
And they're not funny.
Yeah.
That's another thing that pissed me off. If you bombard me with memes and they funny,
then okay.
Cool. I got a friend every now and then, he'll throw me a meme. It's like a meme every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And it'll have me cracking up. And that wants me wanting more. I'm like,
yes.
I know your meme game is strong. Send me more memes.
Send me more memes.
But there'll be people that will say, hey, I sent you some DMs. They'll be standing right in front of my face. And they're like, hey, I sent you some DMs. And I'm like, oh, for real?
Yeah.
I saw them.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw that they got sent. I haven't opened them yet.
Yeah.
And so they're like, yeah, check them out. And I'm like, oh, okay. I don't have no poker face.
No.
So when I open them up and I don't laugh, because one, if you know me, I like to laugh.
Yes.
So if I don't laugh, I really don't find it funny at all.
Because at least most stuff makes me chuckle.
Right. If
a
I
little
get
snicker.
a little smirk.
Yeah.
So,
then don't do it. Another thing is, because I have a person like that in my life who sends me memes. It's not you. No, I don't. I try to respond with a LOL every once in a while, just not to leave you on red for the rest of your life. But like, also I don't know. This is a person that watches my stories faithfully, so you know my humor. Like, why would you think I will find this anti-trans joke funny? Like, I don't find, why would you think I would find that funny? Were you always talking about trans issues? Yeah. What? I wouldn't find an anti-trans meme funny. I figured it was up your alley. No, it's actually not, and I had somebody reach out. Somebody has sent me a meme and I was like, oh, that's funny. It's funny. I was like, that's cool, and they were like, you never send me any memes. If I don't send you a meme, it is because, sometimes it's because maybe I just don't mess with you like that. But also, I have to know your sense of humor.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really know this person's sense of humor that well. So I don't send them many memes and they don't send a lot. So it's like I can't even really gauge like what your sense of humor is.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another thing. I might not send you memes because I just don't know well enough whether you would think this particular thing is funny.
Right.
So that also will hinder me from sending stuff. But I do send out me. I have like maybe half a dozen people that are my go-tos. Like I know what they think is funny. They know what I think is funny. And we're just going back and forth with these memes.
Right.
Anybody outside that tight group?
So that's your MySpace 6?
Yes, that's my top 6. Like that, anybody outside that core group, I'm probably not sending you stuff unless I come across something and I'm like, okay, this person used to be a former coworker, so they might find this work-related meme funny, and I'll send out things every once in a while. But outside that core group, I really am not sending many memes out. I'm just not doing it. Follow my stories for funny stuff.
So sometimes people, because I post a lot of stories, especially like if I'm at home. Yesterday, I think was a prime example. I think I posted, I don't know, 7 or 8 stories. If I'm sitting at home, I'm bored, and I've been drinking, I'm going to go through and post a lot of Instagram stories. And so when people respond to that, laughing or giggling, I'm like, okay, you get that type of sense of humor. I might open myself up to send you a meme or two to test out our meme friendship. Because meme friendships are kind of important.
They are very important in this day and age because a lot of our friendships are just meme based. Like, especially the older you get, the more it's just I'm sending you messages through social media and we're every 3 or 4 months saying we're going to get together, but that doesn't happen. So that's just the relationship is memes back and forth and canceled plans. Like a lot of our relationships are that.
Is it canceled plans? Both sides? Or is
it's
it
both sides. It's both
okay.
sides. It's both sides. I love receiving canceled plans. It's pretty much my favorite thing. One of my friends actually gave me canceled plans for my birthday, and it was the best gift I ever received.
Wait a minute, what?
She was gonna take me out for drinks for my birthday, and I was like, yeah, it's gonna be fun. Okay, yeah, we can do that. Right? She called me the day of. She's like, Fred, we're not going. And I said, oh my God, thank you, because I really didn't want to do anything. She was like, we were never going. And I was like, yes. This is the best gift anyone's given me.
Yo, I have meme friends that I haven't seen for 5 years, but we contact every day.
I have meme friends that I'm not 100% sure that in real life.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like they're friends of friends, and maybe I've met them, but literally our entire relationship exists in the DMs. And I don't know. Sometimes I get DMs from people, and I'm like, do I even know this person? I don't know. But you know what? Their meme game is strong, and they think I'm funny, and that's it. That's all I need in a relationship.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
Speaking of memes, we're going to get into this, and then we're going to get into the show. I know you didn't watch the Mike Tyson fight because I already asked you about that.
You didn't ask me.
I didn't?
No.
No, I haven't talked to you since then. We talked last night, but I didn't ask you about that. Okay.
Yeah, I saw it, not all of it. I started watching it. I was like, why is this even happening? I didn't want to watch it in the first place. And then I'm watching it and I'm just like, why is this happening? Mike, you don't have to do this.
I have a different perspective on it after he said what he said. So like leading up to the fight, when they first announced it, I don't know, a year ago, I was like, Mike gonna whoop that ass, right? And then as we got closer, Vegas released their odds and made Mike Tyson a real big underdog. And that veil of Iron Mike Tyson from 40 years ago evaporated. And I was like, wait a minute, he is 58 years old. Of course he's not going to win this fight.
Yes.
And then as I was watching, I was like, man, this is real sad because he could barely move and everything like that. Then Mike Tyson said, yo, don't feel sad for me. Like, I almost died a few months ago. For me being a 58-year-old man to get there, get back in the ring, to compete with somebody half of my age, to go the distance, so that my kids can see me in there, because most of my kids have never ever seen me in the fight. That was something that I wanted to show them, hey, that I could do it. And I went the distance. I'm really proud of myself. And I was like, yo, it ain't about how we perceive him. It's about how he feels in himself. And yeah, we could think it's sad, but he said it wasn't sad. I just made an accomplishment. And then I thought about it. He did absolutely make a hell of an accomplishment.
60 years old, getting in the ring, looked good.
Well, I mean, physically, body-wise.
Physically, like, didn't look bad. You know, was moving slow, but I mean,
so slow.
But I mean, still, I think he knocked him down once.
No, he didn't.
He tricked.
I don't think there was no knockdowns. Well, part of the problem is Netflix, get your service right, because there was a lot of buffering.
Yeah.
A lot of buffering. But
I heard the fight between the, oh God, I forgot. The women, I heard that was a really good fight.
It was a really good fight, and it was stolen from my Barwiqua. Look, I'm having a really tough time today. First it was Tic-Tac, and then I can't say Puerto Rican, right?
Y'all gotta watch the YouTube, see my face of him trying to say Boricua. Like, y'all gotta watch what? Because you was close. Each time you said it, you got closer, and then you got further away.
Shut up. Closer, they got further away. It's good, terrible. But it was two things from that fight. Okay. I knew it was going to be bad when he was walking out and he almost tripped. Yes. Walking down. I was like, wait a minute. And he got a knee brace on? What is he, Stone Cold Steve Austin? But there was an interview he did before the fight. And he was just interviewed, like a woman was just interviewing him. And he turned around and walked away. He basically had on chaps. Butt cheeks was out. And that's been like a meme the whole weekend. The man's been, you got to see this.
I have to see it. I have not seen it because, as you know, I've just not been on social media, so I have not seen it, and I have to see it. Why?
Mike was in a serious interview. He was like, I'm really here to compete, and I'm really ready to go. And then the announcer was like, all right, guys, and back to you. And Mike Tyson turns and then walks away, and then all you see is chaps. That's all you see is his ass out. So what did I just see?
Did they do that on purpose? To be funny? Because the thing is, Mike Tyson is hilarious.
Mike Tyson is hilarious, both intentionally and unintentionally.
Yes, but if you ever see his Broadway show, very good.
Yeah,
very good, very funny. Yeah. So I just want to know, what's that intentional? Him pretending to be serious and then walking away and his ass is out.
Look, I'm gonna send you the video.
Yeah.
It is comedically hilarious.
Okay.
The timing of everything is just like, is this an SNL skit? SNL has to do something with this. They have to do something with this.
They have to.
But, shout out to Mike Tyson. You not Iron Mike from when I was a young kid, but you also 58 years old.
Right.
And you went out there, you took some shots, you gave some shots, and you went the distance.
Yeah.
And you're proud of yourself, and I'm proud of you.
Yeah. Shout out to Iron Mike.
Now, we're going to get into a Georgia woman being arrested for letting her son walk to the store. We're going to get into that next. All right, Jay. Brittany Patterson, a 41-year-old mother from Georgia, was arrested on October 30th, 2024, after her 10-year-old son, Soren, walked alone into town. Patterson had taken one of her children to the doctor's appointment, and during that time, Soren decided to walk less than a mile from their home in rural Mineral Bluff, Georgia.
Yes.
While Soren was out, Patterson received a call from the sheriff's department expressing concern that her son was walking alone. Patterson wasn't worried because she believed it was a short and safe walk. Deputies found Soren and brought him home. About 5 hours later, they returned to arrest Patterson for reckless endangerment. Patterson was charged with reckless conduct, which could carry a sentence of up to 1 year in jail. The arrest warrant claims she willingly and knowingly did endanger the bodily safety of her juvenile son. Authorities offered to drop the charge if Patterson signed a safety plan that included using a GPS tracker on her son's phone, but she refused, stating that she didn't believe her actions were unsafe. She's currently out on bond and awaiting to see if prosecutors will indict her on the reckless conduct charge. Just to be clear, This walk was less than a mile from the Patterson home, and he was just walking to the gas station.
Yeah.
Before I get into other cases that are similar to this, and then the new thing about free range parenting, what is your initial response to this story?
It's crazy. And the reason I think because it makes me think about my own childhood, and I remember being 7 in 2nd grade, and I walked about a half a mile to school, to and from school by myself. Like,
when we lived in Maryland.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I walked to school and I walked home by myself. I was getting into all kind of shenanigans and stealing gum from the corner store, but I was 7 years old, but I walked to school. I would walk to the store. I would, there was a little path, like a backway path to that Highs. So
just in case y'all don't know, Highs was a store in Columbia, Maryland. There was a convenience store, much like 7-Eleven, but it was called Highs, and they had all the candy.
Yes.
It was not far from the school.
Nope.
There was a whole neighborhood right there, and there were direct paths that led where we were living to Highs and to the school. And
yes,
everybody in the neighborhood did that.
Yes, and all of our aunts, like their friends, all lived along the route. So I would stop at their houses if they were, So I just remember, and I never had a problem. I always felt very safe. It seems like I don't know where Mineral Bluff is, but if it's rural, it could be anywhere, but in Georgia, but. It definitely seems like a town where if the sheriff saw Soren walking by himself, like, let me call his mama. Like, right. It's definitely a small town. People know each other, and it's safe. And they went back to the station, but probably 3 or 4 of them that worked there, and they talked about it for hours. Like, should we charge her with something?
Yeah,
we should. Made just walked the store. He was fine. I don't know. And they talked about it for several hours, and they decided to do it. And I hope the state does not bring charges. That is, in what way does she endanger her child? But I also get it because when I was walking to school at 7 years old, it was the early 90s, and it just, the world was different.
The world wasn't different. We just didn't, the world wasn't as big. We didn't have as much information.
Right.
Like, were kids getting snatched? Yeah, there was always a story about kids getting snatched in the 90s. Like, but these movies scared parents to the point where they became overprotective. And granted, like, I don't want to be a parent one day and then my kid gets snatched. I can't imagine that.
No,
right?
No.
But also, and I'm going to get into this free range parenting. Also, you hovering, being a helicopter parent is not good for your kid.
No.
We had freedom. Did we do some dangerous stuff? Yeah, but we survived.
We survived.
We survived. Most of us.
I feel like we had a lot of freedom. We were country kids, first of all. So going outside, playing, being outside all day, that was the norm. You let your kids out the door like you let your pets out the door. You just let them go. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, kids.
Go outside and play.
Go outside, go and stay out there. Like, nowadays, you got the kids. Kids are always on the game. They're in the house. They're not out there being country kids.
In-home video games started in our generation. I had a Nintendo. I had a Sega Genesis. I had what was next? Sega Dreamcast and PlayStations and all that stuff.
But you went outside.
I went outside. You know, I'm saying those games got played when outside was too hot, too cold, or raining.
Right. It was secondary.
Or the sleepover.
It was secondary to being outside.
Because outside was a ball.
Outside, you kidding me?
Outside.
There was so much to do, so much space for activities.
Right.
It was a lot. Outside, everything was secondary to outside. Watching, we could have watched TV, we could have played video games, but all of that was secondary to going outside and going me and our brother, we would intentionally try to get lost. We would pack little lunches And we would go into the woods and try to, get lost. And when we were hungry, we'd sit down on a log and eat our lunch. And like that was make sure we tuck our pants into our socks so we didn't get no poison ivy, even though he got it every single time.
You and our brother. See, ladies and gentlemen, there is an age difference. I'm 4 years older than my sister and 5.5 years older than my brother. And that is not big of a difference when you're older, but when you're younger, that is a dramatic difference. There's a difference between 8 and 4, 12 and 8, 16 and 12. And so them being so close in age, they would have adventures that I'm just still finding out about. Case in point, what? You was trying to get lost in the woods?
Yeah, it was just going on an adventure. And
where were we living?
Well, there was the woods across the street when we lived on West Haven Place. There was
in Virginia.
Yeah, in Virginia. Yeah, this is when we were little kids.
Across the street was the grocery store.
Yeah, behind that was woods.
No,
and then there was a neighborhood.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And then there was also that big field where it was like a lake. You ride your bike real fast down the hill.
I do not remember that.
That was on the other side of the street. See, you got to go on adventures. You got to go on adventures.
We moved into the house. I was turning 13 years old. I was not going on any more adventures.
Nah, we were still going on adventures.
We was playing football and boxing in the backyard, and then it was girls.
And then Boonesboro, there were the woods. There was the big lake.
Okay.
And then there was the woods behind the apartment buildings.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you how stupid we were. Because this is when I was outside playing. When we were living in Lynchburg and the woods and everything, the big lake, the lake would freeze over in the summertime.
Yeah.
And all of our young dumbasses would be out there on that lake.
Wait, the lake would freeze over in the summertime, in the wintertime.
Yes, in the wintertime. Look, between Tic Tacs and Boricua and
but it took me a minute to catch that one. So you said it very.
You know what? I think it's better when I am hungover.
It honestly might be less of a mush mouth. It might actually be. Let's test it out. Test it out next week. Go out on Saturday. Let's see if Sunday.
I ain't going out no more. The next time I go out is when you in town and me, you, and our brother go out. But anyway, it's the wintertime and the lake would freeze over. Yeah. And we just out there, not skating on the lake, just taking our shoes.
Because we didn't have skates.
No, nobody had no skates. We was all poor. We was out there sliding on that lake. And I remember one time I was like, this ice ain't real solid. And that lake, hey man, if we fell down there, that was it, Mr. Postman. That was it.
That was your ass.
That was it.
That was your ass.
But it was the adventures. It taught us survival skills.
Yes.
You know, I mean, we got plenty of poison ivy. We got stung by bees.
Yes.
We lived.
We lived. I fell off that wall that time. I got that nail stuck in my hand.
Yeah,
we
you did.
lived. We survived. I came out of that with a lot of old fractures on my nose. That's how I came out of that childhood, and a lot of scars on my legs and stuff. But we had a fun country ass childhood, and that's what Soren is having, a fun country ass childhood. He lives in Mineral Bluff, Georgia, and a half mile from his house is the gas station. He was going to get him some candy. He's 10 years old.
10 years old.
Like, he's double digits. He can make that walk by himself.
He can make that walk there. All right. So are there other cases that are like this? Matter of fact, there are. Deborah Harrell, a mother from South Carolina, was arrested and charged with unlawful conduct toward a child after she let her 9-year-old daughter play at a park while she worked at McDonald's. Harrell's daughter had a key to the home and a cell phone, but authorities deemed it unsafe for the child to be alone. Then there's Danielle and Alexandra. I'm not going to even try to enunciate their last name. But this couple was from Maryland. Yeah, something.
Yeah.
But this couple was from Maryland, and they were investigated multiple times by CPS for allowing their children aged 10 to 6 to walk home from the park unsupervised. The case gained national attention and sparked debates about free-range parenting. And then another mother from New York faced backlash and was investigated by the CPS after she let her 9-year-old son ride the subway alone. she once again was talking about these free range kids. Now, I will say this.
Mhm.
It is a certain age where your kid is too young to be riding the subway alone.
Yeah, I don't know that I would let my 9-year-old ride the subway alone.
Yeah, that's a
That
little.
that feels like a lot. But in other countries and other cultures, they do get the kids out there very early. In Japan, it's not uncommon to send your 5-year-old to the market that's right around the corner. They can walk and they can pick up whatever item you need and walk back. There's actually a reality show that follows little kids on their first little outings alone to go and run these errands and learn responsibility and things like that. I mean, obviously, again, these are towns and things where everybody, right?
Mhm.
Like, so I get it. The one in New York, okay, I would have given her a side eye for that.
Yeah, I mean, but
Yeah.
see, here's the thing, like New York, because I used to go to New York almost
Mhm.
every summer to spend in the Bronx with family,
Mhm.
at least a week or two. And that's where I first learned about tabs. You can
Mhm.
go to the store and go get some candies. They put it on my tab. Did I plan on paying the tab at the end of the summer? No. Somebody was gonna have to pay the tab. It was not gonna be me. And I ran up a heavy tag on some now laters and
Man,
and some gobstoppers.
when I first learned about bodegas, you'd have told me something new. And you didn't take, listen, you'd have told me something new that you should not have told me.
But New York is so busy. I mean, obviously, things happen to kids and people in New York, but most of the time, the streets are so packed. Ain't, ain't nobody just trying to snatch kids off the street in a
Right.
busy street in New York.
Right. That's
And New
true.
Yorkers, look, even when I was growing up, New Yorkers were accused of being rude. They're not rude, they're just blunt.
They're
There's a
just
difference.
straightforward. Yeah.
Straightforward and they're blunt and they're quick-witted.
Yeah.
And they'll have a little smart comment real quick, but I find that funny.
Yeah.
But one thing that you can't do with any New Yorker is mess with kids. No matter if they like kids, they can hate kids, but you ain't gonna mess with kids. I think universally,
I think universally,
you
what
don't mess
people,
with kids.
right, they do those kind of like little hidden camera shows where they set up a scenario where somebody looks too friendly with a child just to see what the people around will do. And every time somebody steps in, do you know them?
Right.
Do you know this person? Okay, sir, you don't need to be talking to them no more. Like, back up. Like, everybody, I think people, which is probably why a lot of these parents that are free range parents get charged, because people are so overprotective with children.
Mhm.
And I get it. Obviously, our main job as adults is protecting children. We don't do a good job of it in this country, but one of our main jobs as adults is protecting, guiding, leading, nurturing children. That's who we should be as a community, right?
Mhm.
But also they need to learn independence. They need to learn how to operate in society without you. That's part of the job of raising a child, is so that they can be a functional member of society without you, because they're not going to have you forever.
Mhm.
And so I get both sides of it, of like, yeah, I want my kid to be out there and see the world, experience the world, know, how to operate in the world, but I also want to keep them safe. So I make sure that they have a cell phone with GPS on it, and I make sure they know. Like, it was drilled in us to learn our phone number and address. Especially for me, I got drilled because our mother knew I like to walk off.
Ladies and gentlemen, y'all don't understand. We was at Great America. The year is 1987.
And Great America later becomes Six Flags, if
Yeah.
y'all are wondering what that is.
Well, this is 87, 88. You are 3 or 4 years old. We're at an amusement park.
Mm-hmm.
And you walk off. That was the first time I saw mom frantic.
Yeah.
Frantic.
Walked smooth off.
I just walked off.
She was me and our younger brother were in one of those double strollers, and she just took me out to adjust him, went back to pick me up, and I was gone.
Gone. But one thing that I don't know if you know this, but there's like this unspoken thing that is
Mhm,
being spread around by of parents who are not Black,
mhm,
parents who have kids that might be of color but might be white,
mhm.
is if you get lost, find a Black man,
Yeah,
because a Black man is going to make sure, hey, are you okay?
yeah.
Are you safe? Let's get you somewhere. Let's get you safe. And I
Yeah,
think that
if
that's
a Black
absolutely
man comes across a lost white child, they're gonna figure out how to get that white child back to their parents' home safely because we cannot
you cannot.
because do you understand? Cannot be caught with some lost white child without contacting every authority.
Every
We'll
authority.
get ATF, SWAT. We,
Hey,
a,
what
what we call it?
ATF?
Listen, a black man ain't gonna get caught with a lost white child without contacting every authority.
All right, we've been talking about this free range parenting, and a lot of people are like, "Are y'all
Yeah.
going to explain it?" All right, let me explain it.
Yes.
Free range parenting is a style of child rearing that encourages children to gain independence and self reliance by allowing them to have greater freedom and responsibility. This approach is based on the belief that children learn best through direct experiences and that overprotecting them can hinder their development. Here are some key aspects of free range parenting. Some of the key principles is independence, encourages children to take on tasks and responsibility of their own, such as walking to school or playing outside without consistent supervision. Trust in the children's abilities, believes that the children are capable of handling various situations and making good decisions. You got to learn through experience. It emphasizes that children learn and grow by encountering and overcoming challenges. And there is a balanced risk. It allows children to engage in activities that have a manageable risk, helping them develop problem solving skills and resilience.
Yeah.
That's real key right there.
And the thing is, it's not like these parents are just saying, go do whatever.
Right.
There are very specific rules. You are not allowed, you have to stay on the sidewalk. You are only allowed to go to the park and come back. You're not allowed to go anywhere else. You have to keep your phone on you and your GPS location. You're not allowed to talk to strangers. Like the kids are guided,
Mhm.
but they also have independent responsibility. Like I think it's good. I don't know, how free range I will be, but I would definitely subscribe to the belief that kids need to get out there without you and have the confidence to be able to walk to the park and back without you and be safe. Like kids need to build up that confidence because I'm gonna tell you, if you don't, then you got a kid that struggles making friends. You got a kid that struggles taking initiative or raising their hand in class and stuff because they don't feel confident enough in themselves. Building up that confidence, I think, is extremely important.
Yeah, it can still happen. We grew up with some free range children
Hmm.
that still was quiet and shy and things like
Well,
that.
we had anxiety, so that's.
When
And also, I didn't know this at the time, but I had ADHD, so I had attention issues. So a lot of time I didn't know what was going on because my mind drifted. And
Well, I
so I
wasn't talking about us specifically, but I was talking
oh,
about other kids. But yes, they may have had those same issues that just
yeah,
never got developed.
yeah.
I liked us. Oh God, I'm putting patting ourselves on the back here. I liked us because even when those kids, we knew those shy kids, and
Mhm.
maybe they might get picked on. We never picked on people.
No, we weren't
Well,
bullies.
from our perspective, other people may have been like, "Why you always joking on me?" And I would have been like, "Well, just joke on me back, because that's what I want.
Yeah,
That's my love language, is joke of you. I don't pick
yeah.
on you, then I don't really
It's
like you.
not it's not malicious.
Yeah, it's not malicious. But if we saw other people being malicious to those
Mhm,
kids,
mhm.
then we attack those kids
That's your ass.
we attack those bullies, because
Yes.
it's like, hey man, we do things out of jokes here, like
Yeah.
because we got we're trying to bring them in
Yeah.
our own little way. We're
Yeah.
not trying to ostracize them. Well, I said that right. Okay.
Yes.
And you know
Okay.
what?
Getting
All
in your groove. Getting your thumb off your shoe. All right. You're getting up. You was a little stuck.
A little bit.
Yeah, but
Little
you
bit, but
loosening up.
I'm loosening it up now.
All right.
We didn't ostracize them. We like, hey, bring this in. This is
Yeah.
part of what we do. But then
Yeah.
when we would see other kids being malicious, like, hold up.
That's not what we're doing. You
Since
misinterpreted what we were doing.
Right. And since that's the way you want to carry it,
Right.
now let's have at it.
And
You
it
wanna
wasn't
be
like we
malicious?
didn't tell you. It wasn't like we were like, hey, we're having a good time here. Y'all are doing too much. It
Right.
wasn't like we didn't say that before we went in on you. But just know that the three of us were very quick and we played the dozens very well.
Well, that's because our dad taught us at a very young age, the dozens, forget all that. Go straight for the jugular.
Yes.
My boys would still talk about it right now. It was just a couple of weeks ago. We were all joking on the group chat. And they was like, all right, let's not go too hard at Bruce because he's going to start to get personal. And I was like, what does that mean? He was like, you always go for the jugular. You always say the things that nobody else is supposed to say, and you say it. Well, I'm going to give you a warning. Things is going too far.
Right.
And then when you piss me off, it's like, okay, that's the reason why your breath stink and your wife left you.
But I mean, it's true. Like, I gave it a warning, but no, we were always taught never allow anybody to bully you. And we took it to the next logical step, which is don't let anybody be bullied around you. Like
Right.
that's never, I've never been a bully and I don't suffer bullies at all.
And that's all a part of being a free range kid. You got to
Yeah.
go out there and I feel sorry for the next generation. We just saw it. I know we didn't want to talk about politics, but we just saw it in this last election with a lot of Gen Z males voted for Trump. And it's a lot of Gen Z males out there. It's a lot of males out there in general that are complaining about, we don't have the opportunities. They feel left behind. And the reason why they feel left behind is because you're not good enough. Let me just make that clear. If women are passing men in education and in job advancement, it's because they're going out there and getting it, not because they were handed anything. You were so used to getting everything handed to you. Now you don't know how to work for nothing. And now you think the world is against you because you don't know how to work for nothing. And now you're sitting there complaining, talking about, I don't get this, I don't get that, instead of pulling up your bootstraps and going out there and fighting. That
literally the advice that you give to us.
Right. So literally that non-free range generation is soft, but these men out here want to blame everybody else. In the manosphere, and the manosphere is just piling on top of that. They found people. There's always been men like this, but now they found each other and they have a voice online. They want to blame everybody else for their problems. Guess what? Your idea of a man is not what you are living up to, because a man stands up, handles his business, and forges ahead, and don't make no excuses for his lot in life. He just goes and gets stuff done.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't men out here. And that's because they weren't free range kids.
Yeah. They didn't get,
and everybody got trophies.
Yeah, everybody got participation trophies. Nobody had to, and it's not like I'm really, not like I'm endorsing part of what us as older generations and even generations before us, some of the things, I'm not endorsing some of the things we lived, right? Like there was a lot of beatings, like I'm not saying us specifically, but like corporal punishment was a thing in households where you really don't have that now, or you shouldn't. Because I can get it. I can.
You gotta beat a kid.
No, they love to do the spare the rod, spoil the child. No, you do not have to beat anyone to get them to learn something.
I'm putting beat in quotations. I don't really mean beat them, but I mean a little smack on the butt. Sometimes kids are bad, and sometimes kids throw temper tantrums and be like, no, I'm not. I'm
No.
not having no temper tantrum just because you're not going to get this cereal. No, you ain't getting this
But
cereal.
this is
Get
a
up.
3-year-old that does not
No,
know
this
how
is
to
an 8-year-old.
articulate. It's an 8-year-old, but again, an 8-year-old that does not know how to articulate their emotions. Are they throwing a temper tantrum because they're a quote unquote bad child, or are they throwing a temper tantrum because they don't know how to emotionally regulate because you didn't teach them that?
Well, they bad. That's what I say.
No, I refuse.
Be the king.
There are some children who act up, it's for various reasons, and they know they're being bad and they're doing it anyway. Like that, okay, you did. There is such a thing. You should discipline a child. No, I never did anything knowingly. Knowing that, well, no, that's not true. I played with fire a lot, and I mean that literally, y'all, not figuratively. I played with fire. Yeah, I was a little pyromaniac. I played with fire a lot.
This fool, we had a gas tank that we used for gas for the lawnmower. This fool put a paper towel in the little holes of the gas tank.
That's not what I did.
Somebody did it. It was you or our brother.
I poured the gas on the grass and lit the grass on fire. And then I didn't know that our father was coming home early. And when I heard him in the house, I'm trying to stamp out the fire, but it keeps growing. And he comes to the back door, and all I could do is I'm literally standing in the flames and staring at him, and he's staring at me. And he just goes, "Get in the house." And I got so much trouble for playing with fire. But I believe that kids are a product of us. So whatever you teach your child is what they're going to learn. And what you don't teach them is what they're not going to know. It's just that damn simple. But people can work with the toolbox that they have. Not every adult knows how to emotionally regulate themselves. Most of us don't. So how you gonna teach a kid?
Yeah.
So you gonna have a kid that throws tantrums. Guess what? You throw tantrums too. It's just in your adult way.
That is true. You ain't lying when you said that, because I threw a tantrum the other night. Some of the benefits of free-range parenting is self-confidence, problem-solving skills, resilience, and physical activity.
Yeah.
There was a lot of time kids, gain a lot of weight sitting there and they're playing video games, kick them in the butt, send them outside to go play. Physical activity. Some of the criticisms are safety concerns and then legal issues. Critics argue that free-range parenting can expose children to unnecessary risk. I mean, I guess so. You just don't, like you said, you just don't let your kids just run anywhere. There are certain rules and parameters. Now, are kids going to break those rules and parameters? Yes, because we did.
Yes.
My parents told me in the house in Illinois, do not go down to that drugstore down that back alley. It had penny candy.
Yeah.
Dad was leaving change around the house. I could find quarters, nickels, dimes. I could gather 100 pennies.
Yes.
It was 100 pieces of candy that I could buy.
Yeah.
All I got to do is go down this alley.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go down that alley. Now, did I pay the price? I paid the price because I saw a dead body and it's haunting me still to this day.
Yes, because I told you not to go down that damn alley.
But you know what? I got that candy.
You still went to get the candy?
Yeah. Look, I'm in it at this point. I still went to go get the candy. I mean, the body was off to the corner.
That's not okay. I know we're laughing, ladies and gentlemen, but realize it's like a laugh of anxiety. It's not okay.
No, I mean, I think it was an OD. It may have been a gunshot. I mean, we was living in a rough area, and they told me not to go down this alley. But you know what? I was playing in the backyard, and the backyard was connected to the alley anyway, so it was all dangerous. It was dangerous out there in these streets.
Yeah.
Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. I got therapy. I got past seeing that dead body.
Yeah.
Good
Lord.
Anyway, speaking of free-range children, it's going to lead us to our next topic.
Yeah.
And it's a story of a young guy and his little brother. And he asked the question on Reddit, am I a jerk? Not an asshole, because we got to stop saying asshole so we can be monetized. So we're going to change the name of the segment to Am I a Jerk?
Yeah.
Because we want some money.
Right.
But we're going to get into that. We're going to get into that next. All right, Jay. Am I a jerk? I went back on Reddit because it's good content.
Yeah.
Went back on Reddit, and this 14-year-old male posted a post about a situation that happened between him and his younger brother.
Mhm.
He wanted to know, is he a jerk? It was literally posted yesterday. So the ages are correct.
Okay.
And I'm just going to read it for you, ladies and gentlemen. So, title of it: Am I a jerk for slapping my brother? I am a 14-year-old male and I have a younger brother that, let's call him Jason. So Jason was born in 2015, which would make him around 8 or 9, and had a loop in his intestines. Luckily, he recovered, but since then, I have felt like I'm not even relevant. They give him gifts on my birthday. They let him cut the cake with me, and then this is a 14-year-old writing this, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm trying to read his handwriting, and he's writing like a 14-year-old. So bear with me. So basically, they letting him, they give him gifts on his birthday, letting him cut the cake on his birthday with him. They all are just spoiling him. But this incident happened just last week. So I was playing Call of Duty on my PC when Jason came storming into my room and pulled my hair to the point where a few hairs came out, and he ran out of the room, then screamed to my mom. She came, but she said nothing is wrong. So I got mad and went to the washroom. When I came back, I found Jason had deleted my newest save, essentially deleting all of my progress on the story mode of the game. By that time, I started to see red, and I had put in 5 hours into the game. So I grabbed him by the collar, and with all my pent-up rage, I lifted my hand and slapped him. Then my mom heard the commotion, rushed into the room, and started screaming at me, basically saying, "How dare you hit my angel?" and went on a rant about how I'm not responsible. But then my dad came home. He's kind of a gamer himself. So when he came and he told my mom that what I did was justified, but I still feel a little guilty, as I'm mostly a calm guy. What should I do? Ladies and gentlemen, I tried to read that as best I could, but once again, it's the 14-year-old. He did
there was no punctuation.
No punctuation at the best he get. But basically, the long short of the story is his little brother was born with a defect. He recovered with the defect. His little brother gets babied, much like the younger siblings do. He feels it's not fair. He got a legitimate gripe because they give him presents on his birthday and let him cut the cake, let his brother help him cut the cake on his birthday. He playing Call of Duty. He said he had put in 5 hours, which, by the way, go outside and play. All right?
Yeah.
5 hours on Call of Duty. And his little brother deleted the save game that he just did. So he slapped him across the face.
Yeah.
Now, is he a jerk? I mean, you ain't got to slap him across the face. Maybe, like, how hard was the slap? That's what I want to ask.
No, it doesn't matter. Listen, I distinctly remember it was mostly between me and our younger brother. When we would play or do something and he would win, he was a sore winner. And so he would make little faces and taunt. And this happened twice. This is an incident that happened twice. I would say, because I always give a warning, you keep doing that, I'm going to punch you in the face. And he would continue. And twice in my life, I've hauled off and punched him directly in the face. Because let me tell you something. Life is going to slap you in the face.
Okay, that's a life lesson now. Okay,
life is going to slap you in the face. You cannot be a spoiled brat as an adult.
I mean, you can.
If you're spoiling yourself, that's different.
Well, no, you can be a spoiled brat and become president of the United States. I don't know that anybody's learning this lesson right now.
Right. But the point is, you shouldn't be able to be a spoiled brat and an adult. Because life just doesn't work like that for most people. Does it work like that for rich white men? Yes. But does it work like that for most people? No. So most people, if you try to throw a tantrum or something at work, you go into HR. Like, you're going to get slapped in the face. If you try to throw a tantrum with your partner, you're going to get broken up with. Like, you're going to get slapped in the face. So you need, first of all, the 14-year-old didn't do a damn thing.
Nope. Just chilling in his room.
Just chilling in his room, playing Call of Duty. You come in, you pull my hair, then you go screaming like I did something to you. I did nothing. I still trying to chill in my room. I go to the bathroom, come back, and you didn't delete them. For what? Life needs to smack you in the face.
Probably accident. I'm going to assume the younger brother accidentally deleted it by trying to just play the game. This is the reason why I'm going to assume it. Because this situation, the reason why I picked it, is eerily similar to things that I experienced in my own life.
Right.
You just in your room chilling, and your younger siblings come knocking on your door, or sometimes don't even knock, just walk in, and they don't even want nothing. They just want to bother you.
Yes.
They actually want to just be around you, but
Yes.
they just want to bother you. So they'll come in to annoy you. They'll
Yes.
come in, they'll open the door, they'll leave the door open, and
Knock
then
something
run away.
over,
Knock
you
something
know,
over, run away,
turn off the
laughing.
light and leave.
Yeah.
You know, like the little things.
And then when you start to chase them, they yelling and screaming. And then that involves your parents, and your parents like, what you doing? Like, this is what they came in to do. Just leave them alone. They just playing. No, they're not playing. They disrupted my peace.
Right.
And so my man had worked 5 hours.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, once again, go outside and play.
But even still, the way time works for children, 5 hours was a lot of time. It's a lot of time, period. But for a 14-year-old, 5 hours is a lot of time to dedicate to something.
And it was a new save.
Yes.
And he said, I had to smack his brother. Now, going back to our brother and him teasing you.
Yes.
He got that honestly.
From you.
Yes, he got that from me.
Yes, I know. Because you are also a sore winner.
No, no. If I win, I win. But if you're a sore loser, I'm going to rub that in. So our brother was a sore winner and a sore loser. He's just sore. He's just sore all the way around.
But you need to understand that you made him that way.
Yeah, probably, yeah. No, I did.
Yes.
I did. I would be beating him so bad, he'd be crying. And
you didn't have to do that.
I didn't have to.
There's two kinds of people. The kind of person that lets the child win
to
build their confidence, and the kind that just destroys the plays for real against a child. Okay, you were second.
I used to taunt him, not even sometimes by words, but just the way I played the game. I used to taunt him to give him a chance, but not really give him a chance. He's sitting over there crying. And then to this day, he hates this song. Nah, 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 nah.
Yeah.
Nah, 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 nah. Some controllers got broke. He pushed me into a wall one time. There was a big dent in the wall that mom and dad had to fix. Hey, look, that's all a part of growing up.
Right.
But also, sometimes you got to smack your young siblings in the face.
But the ultimate jerk in the whole situation are the parents. And the reason...
The mom,
it seems like. But the dad is not stepping in and saying, hey, you don't get to be celebrated also on your brother's birthday. Like, that's a fault. That's a fault of both the parents.
I got an odd feeling just by reading the story of how his dad responded and told the mom, like, no, it was justified. I got an odd feeling that in that marriage, he's just like, the mother is doing this. And it's like, this is not a fight I'm willing to have. Because when you're married, you got to pick your battles with this. Like, you can't fight all. Look, I'm just trying to live my life.
But I also don't want to just strictly blame the mother. That's a lack on the father's part also.
Yeah, it's
like,
a lack
he
on the
doesn't get
father's
a pass just because he's letting her do these things.
You're right.
Like, he doesn't get a pass for that. So it's both.
That was real misogynist of me, wasn't it?
It really was. But that's like, people who always blame single mothers and never the fathers that are not there.
Right.
Okay. So, like, I say it's a fault of both the parents. You have to make your kids feel like they're special to you on an individual level. Mm-hmm. Like, it's true that we each have different parents because we each have different personalities, and your parents are parent to you at different moments in their lives and different things going on. So we're not all going to have the same parent, even though we're all in the same house, right? But you have to build those relationships on an individual level with your kid. Like having your birthday is the one day a year where everybody shouts you out singularly. So to make him take on this role of like, you have to be the bigger person and let your brother also blow out your candles and also cut your cake. No, I don't. I'm a kid. You have to be the parent and tell him whether he throws a tantrum or not. You can be a part of the situation and cheer on your brother, or you can go to your room.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the two options that you have.
Right.
Like that's the role that the parent is supposed to play, so that this 14-year-old can feel like he's special for that day.
You ain't lying. You was right when you said what you said.
So if they're constantly putting him in a position where he can be terrorized by his younger brother, even physically, and you do nothing, then guess what? If you're making me that responsible, then I'm also responsible for disciplining him, and I'm going to slap him in the face when he comes into my room without my permission, touches my stuff without my permission, deletes my 5 hours of work. I'm slapping him in the face because you put me in the position where I have to be responsible for how he feels and his conduct and all that stuff. So I also get to discipline him. And if you don't want me to have that role, then take on the role as the parent like you're supposed to do and get your kid in check, because he's not my kid.
Right.
He's yours.
Well,
so the jerk is the parents. And I know we've been digging into parents a lot as two people without children, but we are somebody. I always say this. I'm like, I can't give you advice as a parent because I'm not one, but I can give you advice as somebody's child and as a sibling.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we trying to do.
And that's it.
No, young man, no, you were well within your, I'm sorry. Even for people who are like, no, you should never get physical.
Nah.
It sound to me like that little boy could have used that slap.
Look, but I want to get back to the story of when you punched our brother twice. What happened after you punched him?
That was the end of it, because I punched him in the face.
I never got to punch y'all in the face.
No.
So I don't know what that's like.
Yeah. I didn't feel good about it. It's not something I wanted to do. I gave the warning of like, hey, I don't want you to go out in the world and taunt people when you win. Like, that's not okay. I'm telling you, and worst case scenario is somebody punches you in the face. And I would rather it be me as your sibling.
Worst case scenario is you get shot, because I know that is.
Well, as children. I'm talking, we were kids.
We're 13, 12?
No, 11. We were kids. One of them was on the elementary school bus.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, and then one of them, we was at home playing, I think, Lakers versus Celtics.
Wait a minute, time out. You punched him in the face in public?
On the school bus.
Look, the school bus fight's supposed to be people that's really fighting, not siblings. I ain't never seen two siblings fight on the school bus.
We didn't fight. I punched him in the face, and that was the end of it. Because I said that I was going to do it. And then the school bus punch, that was after the first punch, where I've already set a precedent of, if you keep doing this, I'm going to punch you in the face, because life's going to punch you in the face. And I would rather you know that it's coming from your sister with love. And I really try to teach you something as your older sister, as opposed to somebody out on the street who might just punch you once like me, or they might punch you several times. Okay? This is a lesson. And guess what? After the second time, we didn't have that problem ever again.
Because you heavy-handed and you hit hard.
Yeah, I punched him in the face. Like, it wasn't like I didn't slap. I didn't punch him in the arm. I drew my fist back and I punched him directly in the face. That's what happened.
I'm surprised he didn't come back with an attack, because anytime I hit him, he would always come charging back at me.
No, never. It didn't. It never turned into a fight. I think it was just always he kind of accepted. Yeah, you said you were going to do it, and you did it, and I really don't have no comeback for that. Like it was kind of like that. Like it kind of like, okay, I accepted my lump kind of situation. Yeah.
So this all goes back to the glow hands and
No,
why I should be given the power to smack people in the face
it's a
when they.
convoluted superpower, first of all. Second of all, it's again you thinking that your way of thinking is superior to
Not
us.
superior, just right.
It's the same difference.
No, it is not the same difference.
It's the same difference.
I don't think I'm superior. I just think my
No, you
form of
don't think
thinking is
you're
right.
superior. I said you think what you think is superior to what everybody else thinks.
It's right. Not everybody else. A lot of people out there agree with me. A lot of people say, Bruce, you right. People say that all the time.
It's a stupid superpower.
Ladies
And I'm
and
not
gentlemen,
gonna
if y'all-
get back into this.
Ladies and gentlemen, if y'all want to know what that superpower is, check out After Hours Unsolicited where we talked about it. But anyway, Jay, what do you want to leave the people with?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I mean, I asked that question. See, I asked the question every episode. I don't know
You
why
do.
I'm surprised about it.
I know. I'm not surprised about it, but usually I have something and I can't think of anything right now because I'm incredibly busy and tired.
Okay.
So I guess I would say, take time for self-care. Try not to make decisions where you overload yourself and get overstimulated and shut down, because I'm very, very close to that.
Yeah, I saw that coming. Miles away. But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for listening. I want to thank you for watching. And until next time, as always, I'll holla. Whew, that was a hell of a show. Thank you for rocking with us here on Unsolicited Perspectives with Bruce Anthony. Now, before you go, don't forget to follow, subscribe, like, comment, and share our podcast wherever you're listening or watching it to it. Pass it along to your friends. If you enjoy it, that means the people that you rock with will enjoy it also. So share the wealth, share the knowledge, share the noise. And for all those people that say, well, I don't have a YouTube. If you have a Gmail account, you have a YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can actually watch our video podcast. But the real party is on our Patreon page, After Hours Uncensored and Talking Straight-ish. After Hours Uncensored is another show with my sister. And once again, the key word there is uncensored. Those are exclusively on our Patreon page. Jump onto our website at unsolicitedperspectives.com for all things us. That's where you can get all of our audio, video, our blogs, and even buy our merch. And if you're really feeling generous and want to help us out, you can donate on our donations page. Donations go strictly to improving our software and hardware so we can keep giving you guys good content that you can clearly listen to and that you can clearly see. So any donation would be appreciative. Most importantly, I want to say thank you for listening and watching and supporting us. And I'll catch you next time. Audi 5000. Peace.